Okay, so basically I found out how to realize an always-on speech assistant for everybody, for any PC, for free. It uses the Google speech recognition, but it only triggers it when you make a loud noise. Let's try it. I want to talk to you.
You want to talk to me?
That is correct. So, that should actually work. Also, I set up a second PC right next to me, with a female voice. So, I can have the two bots talk to each other soon. So, but the main thing I wanted to show you today is 3 spaces. I realized that there are 3 mental spaces that we need to operate in. One is when the user talks, with an I, the user. The second is when the bot talks, and I means the bot. And the third one is the objective space, where we just use the third person. So here's an example. If the user says, I want you to be my mother, then this is in the user space. And we can rewrite statements in the user space. Rewriting is the step that makes new thoughts from old thoughts, or new utterances from old utterances. For example, we rewrite this to this year because that is easier to process. I can explain that later. Then we go from the user space to the objective space. And we need some names for the user and for the computer. And I got inspired by Carrie KH, the cool YouTuber who makes a lot of AI. And he calls the computer computery. So I said we call the user usery, because we don't want to use the word user or computer because that could appear in sentences and mean something else. This should be pretty unique. So it's translated to usery wants computery to be usery's mother. And this is the second sentence also translated. And then here's already another rule that says the answer. Computer says no. So third, we go to the bot space to make the actual answer. In the bot space it reads like this: you want me to be your mother? Use the user, me is the bot. And this does not get changed, so this is the actual answer we can give to the user. And if the user says something similar, like I want you to be my assistant, it's the same process, but the answer is more positive. But I am your assistant already. And behind that there is a program. I can show you that quickly. The program has facts. These are the facts. Computery is usery's assistant. And here's another fact. It says that something is impossible, namely that the computer is my mother. Because that seems pretty impossible. These brackets, once again, are just for making the parsing easier. And there are 2 rules. The first rule matches on this, where this is a variable. This indicates that assistant is a variable, so you can put mother in here or something else, or friend or anything. And it translates to this. That's the first rule already. And the second rule matches on this. Usery wants that X, and X can be any sentence. And now we see why this, now we see why this line is translated to this line, because this can be matched by the next row. Where am I? Here. So if this is matched, then it checks if the fact is true already. Like if I say I want you to be my assistant, it finds out that this is already true and says, okay, yeah, but it's already true. I already am your assistant. And if you say something impossible, it finds this in the facts and says, no, that's impossible. If it can't decide, for now it says nothing. Yeah, this is a simple example, of course, but we are making the basics here. And with many of these rules, I claim that we can actually make machines think. Just the thing is, I mean, I don't want to work alone anymore. I got some financial investments of a smallish nature. For me it felt big. Now I have a proper phone and everything. But still, working alone is hard. In any way. So let's see how this continues.